So you're going to Japan and you're balling on a budget. Don't worry, I got you. This video I am going to be talking about a capsule hotel that I stayed at in Kyoto. If you're balling on a budget and you want to go to Japan, you're thinking about staying in a capsule hotel, or if you don't know if you should, the answer is you should. I'm going to be honest, capsule hotels are like the tiniest bit above a hostel, but you do what you got to do, okay? In my opinion, I would rather go on the trip and go the cheap way versus not going at all. I know some people would say the opposite, where they would rather enjoy their trip, spend all this money, be bougie. They would rather go that way. And if they can't go that way, they don't want to go. I, on the other hand, will do whatever it takes. The capsule hotel that I stayed at in Kyoto, it was called Glansit Kyoto. And it cost 49,072 yen, which is equal to $318.51 in American USD. I stayed for a total of 12 nights, which is $26.54. I did get a discount for staying consecutive days. They didn't tell me how much the discount was. They just said I got a discount for staying multiple days. But $26 a night, that is not bad at all. You make sacrifices to go, okay? But it's good. We're good. I'm going to be going through all of the pros first, and then I'm going to go through the cons, and then you can decide if this is something you would want to do, or if you're like, nah, not for me. So the first pro is they have a women's only floor. They have a mixed dormitory, so you can be, mixed together with men and women, or you can go the route I went if you qualify for the women's only floor. And being a solo traveling woman, I felt more comfortable staying in places where it was women only. So that's what I did. I paid for the women's only floor. And the women's only floor is ground level, floor 1. The other levels, the mixed dormitory sleeping area, that was, you had to go the elevator. Next on my list of pros, they have a bathtub, a single person bathtub. So if you like taking baths, you get a whole bathtub. And this bathtub was huge, okay? It was not a little bathtub, it was big. I took a bath because I like baths. When I took the bath, there was still a bunch of room left in the bathtub. Like, it's a big tub. And they also have single showers. Yeah, so they had single showers. They had 4 single showers, and then they had the bathtub. I'm not sure what it's like on the mixed floor, but I'm guessing it would be the same, where some showers, a bathtub. I don't know, okay? But at least on the woman's floor, bathtub and showers. Next on the pro list, they have a lounge on the woman's floor. Yeah, again, I don't know. I'm assume that there's a lounge for like the mixed area, but on the women's floor, they do have a lounge, and they do have a complimentary drink machine. And the drink machines, they had green tea lattes, they had coffee, water, all of these different drinks, and they were all hot drinks. On the machine, it was saying it could do iced drinks, but I don't think it could, because I was like looking at it and there didn't seem like there was an ice dispenser or any way to get ice. But hey, free is free, okay? So they had a free drink machine and a microwave you could use. So they did have quite a bit of complimentary things, like they had toothbrushes, toothpaste, shower caps, razors. So it was all in the lobby, and you just go get what you need, head back to your room. And they also had shampoo and conditioner, they had face wash, they had cotton, Q-tips. For this hotel, they would give you 2 towels and slippers every other day. So depending on how many days you were staying, they would put like a little bag next to your capsule, and it would have a brand new pair of slippers, 2 towels. So every other day you would get clean towels. Another pro is where this hotel is located. It's in a good area. There is a lot of stuff to do. There's a bunch of stuff you can do from a walking distance. One of my favorite bakeries that me and my siblings went to last time we were in Kyoto, it was only a 10-minute walk. So that made me really happy, because yeah, this wasn't the only bakery. They have a lot of bakeries. They had a bunch of there was a bunch of places to go shopping, a bunch of different food. They even had a parade going down the street by the hotel. It's a good area. If you don't want to take the train or the bus, there's a lot to do from walking. Another pro is they gave you a key. This was for the women's only floor, and you had to scan the key to get into the room. Nobody could just walk into the women's floor, which is nice. You had to have a key and then scan it and it would let you in. All right, now to the cons. Not a big deal, okay, but for the women's floor, the lounge was pretty small. Really, again, it's not really a big deal because you're not going to be spending a lot of time in the lounge, I would assume. You know, you're going to be out doing things. But the lounge area, small. One of like the biggest cons for me was they have designated smoking rooms. They had a smoking room on the women's floor, and then outside of the women's floor, right before you come into the women's only area, there was another smoking room. I thought I was going crazy for a minute because it's like I could hear people talking, and when I was in the lounge, I could hear them talking, and I was like, where are these people? There's nobody around. But it was because the lounge shares walls with the smoking room for like the combined area where men and women can smoke. You know, you could hear them talking, and then when anybody was in the smoking rooms, you could tell because immediately the whole floor would stink, which is crazy. You know, they have a smoking room, but it was still, you could smell it. It would come through the room. I did not like that. Pro, they had pretty big lockers, but you could only fit your carry-on in there. Con, going along with the lockers, if you have big suitcases, you can't bring them with you. If you have big luggages, you have to leave them at the front desk. So they'll give you a little card that has a number on it that's connected to your suitcase. So, you know, same number. Then you have to go hand them the number. They will give you your suitcase. You can take your suitcase back with you to your floor. When you're done using your suitcase, you have to bring it back. And if you left your suitcase there, they would, at the end of the night, take your suitcases and bring them back up front. So you can't leave them on the floor with you, but they do have a cubby where they put the suitcases in and then they lock it. I think they lock it. I don't know. That's a con. Kind of sucks. You can't have your suitcase with you, and that was kind of a pain. So I tried to keep all of my stuff that I used a lot in my carry-on, and only things that I didn't really need or needed once in a while, I left them in my bigger suitcase, so then I wouldn't have to keep going back and forth to go get my stuff. Another big con for me is the beds are not comfortable at all. This was probably the worst sleep I had the whole time I was in Japan. The beds, they were not comfortable, and it's like when you're laying on the bed, you could feel the bottom of the floor, whatever you want. Yeah, just it was not comfortable at all. I did not enjoy my sleep every day. My back, I'd wake up, my back was killing me. And this one, it's not really that big of a deal, but it is a con. Most capsule hotels that I stay at, the sleeping area, they always have the lights off or lights dimmed. For some reason, this capsule hotel, they had the lights full blast. So when you go into your capsule, you know, they have the shade. So when you pull the shade down, no light can get through. When you wake up for the day and you open the shade, it's literally like blinding you with light, just like full force light. But all the other hotels I've stayed at, they keep the lights dim. So I don't know why this hotel, they have the lights full blast all through the night. So that's annoying. Okay, that's my list of the pros and the cons. It's not too bad, really. You know, I mean, you get what you pay for. I only paid $26 a night, so I can't really complain about these small things. Sure, the beds could have been comfortable, more comfortable. I got what I paid for. So if you're looking for a cheap way to go to Japan and you're looking at capsule hotels, you could check out this hotel. I would stay there again just because of the location, because there was so much stuff to do and so much things where you could walk to. They had a round one arcade, they had a movie theater, all of these things in walking distance. Yeah, I would stay there again for those reasons. My back was hurting, but it was okay. I was fine. I survived. Check out this hotel. If you have any questions, let me know. Or if you want to just any other questions not related to hotels, let me know. Like, comment down below if there's other things you want me to make a video about or things that you're interested in. Thanks for watching. Bye.